Wait, before you spend that quarter, take a closer look, because that small, ordinary-looking coin sitting in your pocket might be more interesting than you think. It might not look special at first glance, but sometimes the most common coins hide the most surprising stories. Today, we're talking about the 2009 Puerto Rico quarter, specifically the one with the D mint mark, and what it's actually worth in today's market, especially if it's in circulated fine condition. Now here's something important you need to understand right from the start. Most of these coins are not worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. But, under the right conditions, some of them can be worth much more than just face value. So let's go step by step and uncover the real truth behind this coin. Imagine this. You're going through your loose change, maybe after buying something, maybe cleaning your drawer, and suddenly, you notice a quarter-dated 2009 with a unique design on the back. You flip it over, and you see a fortress, a beautiful historic structure, and the words Isla del Encanto. That's when you realize, this is not just any quarter. This is the Puerto Rico quarter, part of a special series, released by the United States Mint in 2009. This series came after the famous 50-state quarters program, and it focused on U.S. territories. Puerto Rico was one of them, and its design represents history, strength, and culture. The fortress you see on the reverse side is El Morro, one of the most iconic landmarks in Puerto Rico. Alongside it, you'll notice a small sentry box, known as a garita. These design elements are not random. They were carefully chosen to represent Puerto Rico's heritage. Now, let's talk about that small letter on the front of the coin, the D mint mark. That tiny letter tells you where the coin was made. D stands for Denver Mint. And here's something many people don't realize. Millions of these coins were produced. In fact, around 86 million Puerto Rico quarters were minted in Denver alone. So, just having a 2009 Puerto Rico quarter with a D mint mark does not automatically make it rare. And this is where a lot of people get confused. They think old coin means valuable. But that's not always true. In coin collecting, value depends on condition, rarity, and errors, not just age. So, now let's get to the big question. How much is your coin actually worth? If your coin has been used in everyday transactions, passed from hand to hand, spent in shops, and shows signs of wear, then it falls into what collectors call circulated condition. And if it's in fine condition, meaning it has moderate wear, but still clear details, then its value is usually very close to face value. We're talking about around 25 cents to maybe 50 cents. Yes, that's it. Not very exciting, right? But don't lose interest yet. Because this is where things start to get interesting. You see, the real value in coins like this doesn't come from the common versions. It comes from the uncommon ones. Let's imagine a different situation. You find a 2009 Puerto Rico quarter. But this one looks different. It's shiny, almost like new. The details are sharp, the lines are clear, and it doesn't look like it's been used much. This is what collectors call an uncirculated coin. And now, the value starts to go up. An uncirculated 2009 D Puerto Rico quarter could be worth around $1, maybe $2. Sometimes even more depending on the grade. Still not life-changing money, but definitely more than 25 cents. Now, let's go even further, because this is where serious collectors pay attention. There are coins out there that look almost perfect. No scratches, no wear. Full mint luster. These coins are graded by professional services. And if a coin gets a very high grade, like MS 67 or above, then its value can jump significantly. Some of these high-grade coins have sold for $50, $80, even over $100 in auctions. Now think about that for a second. A coin that most people ignore could be worth over $100 just because of its condition. But wait. There's something even more exciting than high-grade coins, error coins. These are coins that were made with mistakes during the minting process. And sometimes, those mistakes make them extremely valuable. For example, a double die error. This happens when the design is stamped twice slightly off, creating a doubling effect on letters or numbers. If you look closely at the words Puerto Rico or the date, and you see a shadow-like doubling, you might have something special. Then, there are die cracks. These appear as raised lines on the coin, caused by cracks in the minting die. Well, some collectors love these, and depending on how strong or unique the crack is, the coin could be worth $20, $50, or even more. There are also off-center strikes. This is when the coin design is not properly aligned, and part of the design is missing. These errors are easy to spot, and they can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on how dramatic they are. So now, you're probably thinking, how do I know if my coin has an error? Here's what you should do. First, take a close look at the coin under good lighting. Check the letters, especially Puerto Rico and United States of America. Look for any unusual doubling or misalignment. Second, examine the edges and the rim. If something looks off, uneven, or incomplete, that could be a sign of an error. Third, check the overall appearance. Does the coin look different from others? Sometimes your instinct is the first clue. If something feels unusual, it's worth investigating. Another important step is checking the weight. A normal quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, that could indicate a minting error. And here's a very important warning. Do not clean your coin, no matter how dirty it looks. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its value significantly. Collectors prefer coins in their original condition, even if they look worn. Now let's bring everything together. If you have a 2009 Puerto Rico quarter with a D mint mark, and it's in circulated fine condition, then realistically, it's worth about 25 to 50 cents, nothing more. But if it's in excellent condition, or if it has a rare mint error, then its value could increase dramatically. That's the difference between an ordinary coin and a collectible one. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Because the difference between something ordinary and something valuable can be very small, a tiny detail, a slight variation, a small mistake during minting. That's all it takes. So next time you get change in your hand, don't just spend it without looking. Take a second. Flip the coin. Check the date. Look at the design because you never know what you might find. Maybe it's just 25 cents. Or maybe it's something much more interesting. And if you enjoy discovering coins like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because we explore coins just like this and help you understand what they're really worth. And remember, the next valuable coin could already be in your pocket.